Another episode of Motivate the Young. You know, Today I feel like it was a very, very knowledgeable day. Um, One of the things that I had noticed, right? And I want this to be clear as well, is that I'm very a really big deep dive searcher, right? And I'm just gonna try to find the real definition of something. And I'm gonna, if I'm coming on this podcast, I'm coming to feed you something good, right? Um, Shouts out go to 19 Keys, wonderful podcaster, gives me all my knowledge, wisdom that I need. And I would say all these different motivational speakers, podcasters, these are all people that I've aligned myself to and created a repertoire of what I use on a day-to-day basis, right? And basically what I'm saying is that I changed everything that I do on a daily basis, when it comes to starting my morning, right? When I start my mornings with a cold shower, get my day started, reduce the stress that's going to come during the day. And after that, I get to the aloe vera, get some spray, to get the spray aloe vera spray to my eyes and my nostrils, clean my senses, get myself woke as well. um After that, I go ahead and go with my morning drink, my garlic, ginger, honey, cayenne pepper. So sorts of that. Also, sometimes I'll do the beet juice, where I just do celery and beets. But it's a repertoire that I've started doing every morning, and I realize that this is what helps me. This is something natural that helps me as well. Um, and that's what I'm trying to base my content off of, is stop messing with the artificial stuff, man. Stop messing with the artificial stuff. Start messing with the natural organic stuff, right? The stuff that tastes nasty, the stuff that you don't like to do, the stuff that you don't like to do, eat and smell, hear, see. That's the stuff that you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's like, you building this habit inside of your brain. And I'm gonna get deeper into like what the brain is, right? The brain articulates in a way, it's kind of like AI, right? AI was based off of a human's brain, so this is how similar brain functions they both have, right? Which is collecting data, which is the memory, right? Um, Inside of the memory, right, you're basically building habits to these memories, right? Have you ever smelled something or heard a song and it just took you straight to that memory? You're like, oh man, I remember when I was young and I used to listen to this. That's exactly what the brain is doing. The brain is remembering a smell and basing it to an event or a time and place of your life that you used to hear or smell that certain thing, right? So your memory is a big thing, and a lot of people kind of miss that a lot, right? And so basically what it is you're building habits, right? And every time you don't accomplish something, every time you don't do it to a full extent, you're telling yourself, well, I don't really need to, I'm okay. That's comfortability. And what I tell people when they don't understand is, stop being comfortable. If you go on your bed and lay down and just chill, like, you cannot do it. No, you cannot be comfortable. When I sit down, when I'm like, I'm not comfortable, I need to work. I haven't made the mark I need today. I haven't made the certain amount of money that I need today to be comfortable, to even sit and smoke, to even sit and do this, that, and the other, right? And that's what it's just changing your habits, man, changing what you see, eat, and hear, right? And I'm not sitting here saying I'm the perfect man. I'm not sitting here saying, I'm a citizen, and I'm an American. No, still in the flesh. So anybody still in the flesh wakes up with sin thinking on their top of their brain. It might be on your brain, it might be on the bottom of your body, the lower part of your body that just thinks without you thinking. But start your day off like that. You start with thinking sin. So yes, of course, I will fail. I will get stuck in temptation sometimes. I will, you know do certain things. But what it is like, the whole thing of it is you getting back up and getting back to what you're doing, right? And I felt this with the people around me too. is I started feeling my chakras going down and down, my vibration going lower and lower. And I'm like, man, I think I reached the lowest chakra. And I was like, wow, this is how it feels. You're just so absent onto what's happening. You really don't care. You just want to satisfy your hunger of comfort, and you want to just keep on going with your day, right? You want to lay in bed, scroll on your phone, or watch some Netflix. And that's comfortability. That's the stuff you cannot do, right? And the way that you formulate your mind to not doing it is you telling yourself every time you feel like doing it, you're not going to do it. You're going to do something else, and you're going to start something new else, right? Instead of you watching a show or a podcast, why don't you start writing something and start filming yourself and be a creator, which God intended you to be, right? Because we're made in the image of God. So that makes us of the image of God, which means we have godly like things, which means we are creators, which means we can give birth to kids, which means we could seed them, which means we are creators. So that's the thing, is that everybody has a purpose, but everybody's purpose is somewhat similar, which is creator, right? And everybody's a creator. Everybody can procreate, can create, can make something new. It's either you just finding it or you getting just randomly tossed into it and you're like, wow, I like this, right? So back to what I was trying to start off with, right? That I noticed today was something very powerful, and it was talking, I felt like it was talking more about what the system is, right? And the system of today's world is something similar, which I just came upon my head, and I'm like, wow, this is so similar to what it started as, right? The American dream. Let's title it The American Dream, right? The American dream originally started from Americans putting other races in slavery, and then building an empire which they felt so successful about, right? So in this motion, while these things were happening, yes, of course, slaves were freed. Harriet Tubman, they all got sorted out. They ended up going to different countries, different places, and they allowed them, right? So the thing is that we don't understand is that slavery is still going on to this day. All they had to do was get a piece of paper and put a number on it and a face and tell you, hey, this is what you're worth. Every single day, this is what you're worth, right? And we kill each other. We kill each other over this piece of paper. We kill each other. We end people's lives. We fight over it. We do a lot of things for this paper that symbolizes that we have some type of status, right? And in my saying, I feel like wisdom and knowledge is the best payment known, because at the end of the day, it's priceless. It cannot be taken away from me. If I die today and wake up the next morning tomorrow, I believe I would still have the same knowledge. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying, is that as far as that part goes, is that knowledge is very powerful, and knowledge is more priceless than anything on this world. So if it's free right now, you better jump in and grab it, right? I say 19 Keys is a good podcast because he breaks down a lot of the things, and likely minded people, right? Likely minded people. He gives a lot of lectures on education, a lot of high level conversations, right? And the way I look at it like is, hey man, I wake up every morning, do my morning routine, put on some Hafsu, which is mostly like instrumental. It has to do a lot with pianos, violinists, a lot of instruments, right? And what I learned even when playing these things is it starts off my day off right, because you hear a lot of the frequencies, a lot of the notes, a lot of the noises, right? And your brain works off of frequencies, vibrations, signals. So these signals are getting woken up, or getting worked up, or stretching while you're listening to this music. So that's why I start off my day positive. I listen to that type of music, and then I go on with my day, right? Listen to some motivational podcasts. Either we listening to Andrew Tate, ET, or even Inky Johnson. and then after that we listen to something educational. We put on some 19 keys, and then after that we listen to something that you want to learn about today, right? I ask myself this every day: what do I want to learn about today? What's going to grow my business, or what's going to start my business financially, whatever the status is, right? Any information that I need to know to build the next step, that's what I'm looking up, right? And this is what it comes down to, man. When you start feeling the flavor, the tingle in your hands, right? You know it's coming. You know it's coming. So now the reason why I built this podcast, why I built this audio-based podcast, I'm gonna start hopping on the camera soon and give you guys visuals and stuff like that. But reason being is because I wanna go ahead and make content out of this process, right? I want to make sure that there's some type of content, as well as it keeps me aligned to what I have to do, right? Because later on I could look at this as, wow, this is what I had going on. Let's go back to that. Or if I said something on this podcast, it stands to what I need to do every single day. Because hey, I'm a man of my word. That's before anything, right? So reason being why this podcast is something that I want to do, on a day-to-day basis or during my progression, right? To going where I have to go, is because I feel like a lot of people could relate to my story, right? My story is, you know, I could give you a quick breakdown, and I could give you a further breakdown, right? And the quick one is, hey man, I grew up, I grew up drug addiction, selling drugs, incarceration, gang violence. You get me? All these type of deals that I just felt like it wasn't me, right? It wasn't me. Even from the start, it wasn't me. I wanted to be this nice guy, this happy, funny guy. I really wanted to be a funny comedian. That's what I was in school. I was the jokester in the class clown. That was me. But a lot of people took me as a bully, took me as the bigger person, took me as a scary, the one that scares everybody, right? And that's what I started formulating in my mind, like, oh, this is how I have to be. Nobody looks at me like this, so I have to be like this. So that's why I started building that horde mind body like brain, that mentality, that hard minded mentality, right? And it taught me a lot. I could say I went through the deepest holes, through the lowest of the barrel, and I came back up in less than a year. I went to jail, came back out. I did real good, successful things. I became a manager at a sober living facility, became a manager for a comedian, started doing content, started getting myself out there, right? And now it's just time to keep on working, man. Keep on working, not stay comfortable. Do not stay comfortable. Once you get comfortable, you lost the fight. So every time you felt some type of comfort, like, I just want to give up. Nah, man, let's get back to it. You hear me? Let's get back to it. Don't stop for nobody, no Nathan. You got to stay aligned with your spirit in everything you do. Help others, help yourself, read, restructure your mind, meditate. There's a lot of forms and ways you could change. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's by what you eat, see, and hear. Top 3. So make sure, if you want to change those things, right? If your top 5 friends that you kick it with every day ain't doing nothing for their life, then that's not who you should be around, because that's who you gonna be. Exactly. You stay around in the barbershop too long, you gonna get a haircut. So all to say, man, is stay focused, stay locked in. Don't give up on your dreams, because it's very possible. I've had multiple people tell me that my dreams wasn't possible. And even to this day, I tell them, I'm like, hey, this is what it is. This is I'm getting there. This is where I'm going. This just the process. You you should feel happy you went there with me in the process, because this is the process. This is what I love. I love the process. I don't want to just jump ahead. What would that do? I want to learn the steps. I want to learn everything, because if I fail later on, I know how to get back up, and I know how to get back to where I was. So anybody that wants a cheat code, that wants a cheating class, that wants a seminar that's going to tell you everything if you pay $1,000, no. You learn from life experiences. Life is not easy. It will never be easy. So once you overcome that, then you will overcome your success. But until you don't realize that you won't succeed because you're not hungry for it, because you're not willing to sacrifice and lose everything you have. You got to act careless so you can care. This is Motivate the Young. Let's start it off right, man. Let's get this year going off. And love y'all people, man. Love y'all. Stay focused, stay locked in, and remember, succeed and conquer in everything you do. Remind yourself every morning, I'm going to succeed and conquer in everything I do. You could look at yourself in the mirror. You could do it while you're driving in the car, but remember, or say it even under your breath, but make sure you say those words. I will succeed and conquer in everything I do. I will succeed and conquer in everything I do. Start your day off right. Start your morning off right. Motivate the young. Let's get it.